on that wonderful text by the first the Panchen Lama, sometimes called as um, Panchen Lobsang Chögyен. So he was of course, he was the fourth Panchen Lama. The first Panchen Lama was the heart spiritual disciple of the Master Tsongkhapa, Nama Tsongkhapa, right? And then the second, third, and then the first Panchen Losang Chögyен was the fourth who wrote this wonderful and amazing sur practice. The first Panchen Lama, he was also believed to be the emanation of Buddha Amitabha, right? So right from the childhood, he displayed some kind of the indications. He displays some indications which indicates that he's you know he's a realized master, right? For example, like at the age of 5, at the age of 5, um, he he memorized one text reciting the names of the Manjushri, and then at the age of 13 he received many teachings and many empowerments from his teacher. So, and then he also undertook the retreat on many deities. Later he also had the visions of many deities. And then at the age of 14 he memorized the Lamrim text. The Lamrim text, as you know, is a very thick. Within 14 days he memorized the Lamrim, the great stages of the path to enlightenment and the medium stages of the path to enlightenment. So in these two texts he memorized in just 14 within 14 days. So this all indicates that he is somewhat a very special and realized being, right? And so his the predecessor reincarnation was very well known in Galup tradition, uh, sometimes called as Wensa Lobsang Tundup. This great master Ensa Lobsang Tundup achieved the enlightenment within 3 years, 3 months, 3 days. He achieved the highest form of enlightenment. So this was also later he also became the teacher of the fifth Dalai Lama. Fifth Dalai Lama, Lobsang Gyatso, Ngawang Lobsang Gyatso. So in this way, he really bring a lot of contributions to the Buddha's teaching as a whole, and in particular, he also brought a lot of wonderful benefits to the Gaelic tradition in particular, right? For example, he wrote Mahamudra text, which later become very popular in Gaelic traditions, right? Mahamudra text, the root text, and he also wrote like Guru Puja that we do. Actually, we don't treat just it's like kind of puja. It's really, it's really amazing text, which deals with both sutra and tantra, many essential points of the sutra and tantra, right? And it's a wonderful, practice text. And he also wrote, for example, like many wonderful teachings on the Guhya Samaja, the high Soka Tantra, and and also then he also wrote this wonderful text, sur offering text, right? So this is briefly about the author, of this wonderful text. I'm not going to go into much detail, So then, what are the benefits? What are the benefits of the sur offering? So actually, the sur offering, this practice, belongs to the, this practice it's a part of the, the part of the practice called, offering the five desirable qualities, or offering the incense, right? Sur is the part of making the incense offering, right? So uh, this sur offering has a lot of benefits, and to summarize so many of the benefits into some of the important, points. So the first benefit, that it's like, one create the merit, as a result of making the sur offering, one create the merit which is equivalent to mm, to giving the food to 500 arhat, 500 arhat, right? So this is one merit. And then another merit, it helps to, fulfill one's wishes, the temporary wishes, as long as the wishes in the long term, right? So it helps to fulfill one's wishes, uh, then it also helps to purify or to dispel all the obstacles, right? Now sometimes we talk about, we sometimes we had some kind of, problems, like, the curse, we are talking about the spirit, the mm, um, the spirit, the problem, the spell, the curse, the black magic, and so forth, the black energy, whatever we called, right? All these problems, all these problems are gone once you do this practice, so it's just really, powerful practice, that it, because you are offering this, sur offering, sur smoke to this, the spirit, the spirit and harmful spirit, uh, and harmful or benevolent spirits, right? So in this way, and also sometimes our business is not going, our business is not going well, and also we have the, the problem with a job, sometimes people lost the job. So in these cases, so sur offering is immense benefit. And also, uh, another powerful benefit is that it helps to create all the costs for taking the rebirth, for taking the birth in the pure land of Sukhavati, Sukhavati, because it this practice has all the four main causes and conditions to take the birth in the pure land. The author of this text himself being Buddha Amitabha, in disguise of Buddha Amitabha in human form, right? So he listed, these kind of four main causes that one would be able to take the birth in the pure land of Sukhavati, right? So, and beside this, then one will also be able to create a huge, the great deal of great deal of merit that helps to perfect, uh, perfect the wisdom, perfect the perfect the wisdom and the virtue to achieve the highest form of enlightenment. Right. So I think this is all about the, the short benefits, this, the primary and the main benefits of making the sur offering. So then, yeah, without mm, so actually, yeah, this the text is really a wonderful and amazing text. That is, all the instructions are, based on the authentic instructions. Therefore, uh, you know, the author himself belongs to the lineage master, the lineage masters, lineage, one of the primary lineage master of the of the oral tradition of the Geluk, the lineage master of the oral tradition or ear whispered lineage of the Geluk practice tradition. Right. So, in the in this particular traditions, the instructions are passed down from ear to ear. Therefore, it's called ear whispered lineage or ear whispered tradition. It is passed down from one ear to another ear. Not like giving. There are some few students here. I would give to everybody. Not in that way. When the person is perfect disciple, the right when the person is matured to receive all this teaching, the master is ready to give all this teaching. So this instruction belongs to that rare and precious lineage and tradition, right? So and many of the instructions that you will see here, many of the instruction that you will see here is based on the instruction from that wonderful and precious lineage. Uh, So now we discuss about we then talk about for example, before we do the generating the mind of enlightenment, before we recite the words or formula for generating, taking refuge in the Mahayana and generating the mind of enlightenment, the mind of awakening, right? So we need to we need to set up our motivation. We need to correct our motivation. That is again very important because I listed some of the important I listed some of the important benefits to receive the maximum benefits of doing this practice. You need you need to do the visualization. You need to do the mudra, hand mudra. You also need to need need to do the mantra, right? Mantra, and then the sur, sur substance. All this, with a combination of all this, you will get the maximum benefit. There's no doubt that you are going to get the whole one, all these, listed benefits, four benefits, right? So to receive the maximum benefit, we need to do the visualization, right? Uh, So, what kind of visualization we need to set up before we recite this, Sangye Choda Choki Tsonamla, Chanju Bardu Dani Gyapsuchi, Dagi Jinso Gyabels, Sonam Gye Dola Penja Sangye do Barsho, right? So, uh, you know, out of the, uh, so we visualize in front of you, we visualize Konam, forearm, Konam in front of you, in the space in front of you, and then surrounded by all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of the 10 directions, right? And then remembering their qualities, remembering they have all the, wonderful qualities, amazing qualities, unsurpassable qualities. By remembering the qualities, you develop the wish, you develop the devotion, you develop the faith that they have all the power, they have all the qualities to save us, to save me and all the beings from the suffering, from the pain, from the suffering of the samsara, all this. Only they have the power to save us, nobody else, right? So you know, with a sense of deep devotion to them, by recalling their qualities, you then um, develop strong, you know, strong uh, wish to seek the enlightenment. Right? You develop a strong wish to seek the enlightenment for the benefit of all. So with this kind of motivation, then we read, right, uh, Sangye choda shoge chonam la shanjo bardo dani kyapsu che dagi jinso kebe chonam ge dola penje sangye dobar sho sangye choda shoge chonam la shanjo bardo dani kyapsu che dagi jinso kebe chonam ge dola penje sangye dobar sho sangye choda shoge chonam la shanjo bardo dani kyapsu che dagi jinso kebe chonam ge dola penje sangye dobar sho. Right. Now, Sangye Choda Chogi Chonamla Chanju Bardu Dani Kyapsuchet means through the virtues that I collect by giving and other perfections, may I become a Buddha for the benefit of all. Right. So, you know, so what really happened is because, you develop a sincere wish to achieve enlightenment for the benefit of all the beings. Right. And you develop a sincere wish, it's just not the from the from the expression from the mouth, like from the depth of our heart we develop a sincere wish to achieve the enlightenment for the benefit of all, right? Now, and not only this, because normally it is not enough, it is not enough, oh, I become enlightenment for the benefit of all. It is not enough. You need to act, you know if what we say is really what you mean, then we need to act, so then you resolve to act in the six perfections. I will engage in six perfections to reach the highest form of enlightenment, right? So you are making some kind of determination, or you are making resolve to train in the six perfections to reach that highest level of enlightenment. Because of this, because of your generating the altruistic mind, generating the awakening mind, and also you resolve to train in the six perfections, right? Because this, you are making such a practice. This is a practice, this is a real practice. This is the in the one way, this is the highest form of practice. Because of this, what really happened is Avalokiteshvara, you know uh, Avalokiteshvara is very delighted, very pleased with your generation of the mind of enlightenment and your resolution to train in the six perfections. So all the merit field in front of you, you visualize right before. In the center, Avalokiteshvara, surrounded by all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. All these are very delighted. All these great beings are delighted, right? All these beings are greatly delighted, and then they all from the edge, they melt into light. They melt into light, and finally all dissolve into the Avalokiteshvara, right? Avalokiteshvara. And then there is Avalokiteshvara. You have the Avalokiteshvara, right? You in front of you, Avalokiteshvara. Then the duplicate, one duplicate Avalokiteshvara dissolved into you. One duplicate Avalokiteshvara dissolved into you. Then you become Avalokiteshvara. You really become Avalokiteshvara, right? Konam. You become four-arm Konam. And then what happens is from your heart, the rays of light goes out. From your heart, as Avalokiteshvara, the rays of light goes out. These rays of light goes out and strike all the beings. When all the beings, this light strike all the beings are purified of their negative karma and obscurations. All the beings become Konam, Avalokiteshvara. And all the rays of light, when touches the environment, all the places and environments transform into the pure land. So this is what we visualized when we recite this, mm, Dola Pinja, Sangye Dubar Show. May I become a Buddha for the benefit of all. Right. So now, all the, you are able to bring benefit. You really, have done the best, meditation by bringing all the beings to the state of enlightenment and all the, the impure lands into the pure land. Right. So we remain in that state for a while. Usually, uh, sometimes we keep on reading, right, without much visualization. So at that point, we remain in that state, to feel rejoice for what we have done in meditation, right? So then, once we have done this kind of meditation and remain in silence for a while. After a while, we do the four immeasurable. We do the four immeasurable. Now, in imagination, we have we 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 really brought the ultimate benefit for all the beings. We bring the long lasting bliss for all the beings. But in practical in practical in practical we the sentient beings are still going through the problem. The sentient beings are still going through the pain, suffering here and there. They are not yet enlightened. Imagination, yeah, you brought all this to the state of enlightenment, but in reality, in actuality, the sentient beings are not able to achieve enlightenment. They are still going through suffering and pain. Now, what is the cause for that? When we try to examine what really is the cause, then we do see that the main cause for that we are unable to achieve enlightenment is because of having the sense of closeness, having the sense of aversion, hatred, for having this, the sense of indifference for all others. That really is the main cause. That we are not yet achieving enlightenment. Instead of achieving enlightenment, we go through all sorts of the problems and troubles. Therefore, in order to transform our mind into the equanimity, in order to transform our mind, we need to meditate on the four immeasurable thoughts. So therefore, right after refuge, the training in for equanimity, four immeasurable thoughts come. Of the four immeasurable thoughts, the first thing that we need to meditate is equanimity of, the immeasurable of equanimity. Equanimity, because without training in equanimity, there's really no way to cultivate the love, the unbiased, or what is called as universal love, or unconditional love, or what is called as the compassion, the great compassion. There's simply no room, and then there is simply no way to cultivate the joy. Now, how do we train in cultivating the equanimity for all the beings? In that case, now you bring bring your loved one, your most loved one, right? Or your loved one, or your close friend to whom you have love. Bring that person visualize in front of you, right? Naturally, that loved one going through all problem, you know, you know, our immediate reaction is just, we wanted to help. I want to help, right? So there's an immediate reaction, the willingness to help that person. After that, now you bring your stranger. You bring the stranger in front of you. Visualize. If that person is going through the problem, the difficulty, because that person hasn't harmed me, that person hasn't done any kind of beneficial thing for me. So you don't want to help, you feel the only thought that you that arise within you is indifferent, the sense of indifference. Why should I help? I am not related to that person any longer. So you feel indifferent, the total indifferent. Then you bring the enemy, or somebody you don't like, or somebody who give you a lot of hard time, difficult time for you. Now visualize in front of you, visualize that person. That person is the enemy going through the problem. You really don't want to help at all. Because why? That person has bring harm. That person has either verbally, physically, or mentally disturb me, bring a harm to me and to my group, or to my other person, to know my well-known person. Now in this way, we try. What we do see. Now we say these three person, the 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 loved one, the stranger, the enemy. If they help you equally. If they harm you, they harm you equally, right? From their side, they want happiness. They do not want suffering. They want happiness. They do not want suffering. That's real, right? From their side, what they want is happiness. And from your side, you have been very close to all of these three people. The reality, right? You have been very close in many past lives. You have been their mother. These three people have been your mother, right? So you know, in this way, we try to cultivate the equanimity feeling. Why we should make such biased. You know. So in this way, we try to adopt and transform our mind into the equanimity, which is the basis, which is the very foundation and the basis for cultivating love and unconditional love and universal compassion, right? So then once you train, you are able to see now enemy, or your stranger or your friend, you are able to develop equanimity feeling. Now after that, now bring the enemy and your close one, the most close one, and your enemy together. This is again a little bit difficult, but through training, you are able to do that. You will see that both of them equally want happiness, do not want suffering, and you develop the sense of you know mm, you develop the sense of closeness feeling, right? Once you are able to perfect, once you are able to effectively able to do this practice, now you are ready to train in the economy, the cultivating the love, right? For immeasurable, the second one that we need to meditate is wishing love, cultivating wishing love, right? You know, when we talk about cultivating wishing love, what is love? You know, what is love? You know, there are different kinds of love, right? Love which is sometimes mixed with attachment, or love which is sometimes universal, unconditional love. Here we are talking about the love which is unconditional, you know I'm not trying to, bring benefit to somebody because of, because of that condition, you know, this condition and that condition. I'm not going to do that. We are not going to do that. We are trying to extend the love towards including one's own enemy, right? So cultivating love is what is the purpose of cultivating love? What really is the purpose of cultivating love? The purpose of cultivating love is uh, to see all the being as cherishing something pleasant and beauty in your mind. That is the purpose of training in love, right? Now here there are two ways of cultivating love, unconditional love. There are two methods. I'm not going to do the long method. We do just the very powerful method. That is you know that is you know cherishing others, right? Cherishing others more than cherishing oneself, right? In order to cherish others more than cherishing oneself, the best method is to 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 reflect on the shortcomings of self-cherishing thought and the benefits of cherishing others. Only through this we are able to cherish others more than cherishing oneself. Once we are able to do that, once we are able to do that, love automatically come. Love automatically come because cherishing other is the source for cultivating the love, unconditional love. Without this kind of cherishing others more than cherishing oneself is quite difficult. It's quite difficult. you know of course there's one way. There's remembering all beings as one's mother. you know Remembering all beings as one's mother is again another very powerful factor for cultivating the wish, the the affectionate love, right? Now here, then, with this kind of training, we think about the shortcomings, the defects of the cherishing oneself too much, and also think about the benefits of cherishing others at one time. We are able to see cherishing others, you know, cherishing others more than cherishing oneself will automatically come. Once this, then, sorry, once we are able to do that, you know, this kind of love is very strange, it's also very amazing. It's called, we call, the sense of, endearment. We call the sense of endearment, the sense of endearment, and the sense of, cherishing, the sense of cherishing the sense of cherishing, the sense of seeing the beauty in everyone, the seeing the beauty. Once we are able to develop that kind of wishing love, that is called the wishing love. Then what happened? Then we are able to see all beings. We develop a sincere wish that may all beings have happiness. This will come without seeing all beings as some kind of cherishing sense of kind of the beauty, the sense of pleasantness in your mind. There is no way that you can cultivate that all beings have happiness. That's difficult. So it is only through developing the wishing love that we are able to see may all sentient beings have happiness. Then there's a sincerity, the purity purity in that wish. All beings have happiness, and the cause of happiness. Then it's not just words. Something really come from your heart. Once you are able to train in that love, then the next is the number third is the compassion. That is called again unbiased compassion. Compassion which can reach out. to everyone, including one's enemy, which is sometimes difficult, because we are not well trained. We are not trained. But the question is, yeah, we need to train. Once we are able to train, we see that all the all the beings, you develop this, we develop a sincere wish to be freed of their suffering. It's not just words, but really develop a sincere desire, sincere wish to free of their suffering. You know. So now, how to do that is now we need to, I've been talking all this, since long time ago. One of the when we talk about the effectiveness of the practice, how can we make the practice something moving, which will move your heart, which helps you to develop the feeling rather than keep on reading. Sometimes we read, but difficult to develop us the feeling inside. What really is lacking? The lacking is because we are not able to reflect on yourself, on ourselves. Right now, for example, how much I am tortured, how I am suffering, you know, how I am, going through the suffering of the three kinds of suffering, eight kinds of suffering, how I am, tortured by, believing things to be eternal, believing things to be permanent, believing things to be true existence, the solid, uh, you know, and also, cherishing myself too much, how I am suffering based on your own experience, based on your own the, the more we think about the suffering of yourself, it helps us to develop the sense of renunciation. When you shift, when you shift this kind of the visualization, this kind of imagination, how you are going through suffering, when you extend this to other all the beings, you are able to develop the compassion based on your own experience. How I'm going through suffering, how much am I going through suffering? This is compassion. This is universal compassion, right? Once we are on that very basis, now you want to help other. I mean, you want to free their suffering, just as I want, just as I want to free my own suffering. I also want to do for others. Why? Because I want to free their suffering. Because all the beings are cherishing to me. Cherishing is the ultimate source of developing love. Where there is love, there is a compassion comes. So this is how we trained, you know. So then, then after that, cultivating love. May all the sentient beings not be separated from the happiness that they have. And again, this comes based on your own experience. Based on your own experience, right? So I will, yeah. So this is a brief way of training. I already wrote all these things. Yeah, yeah. Then we, recite. Oh, simje tamje deva da deve gyuda dembar yoji simje tamje dunye da dunye je gyuda devar yoji simje tamje dunge mebe deva da men devar yoji simje tamje nire chada nidan de veda nyamla nevar yoji. So with this, four immeasurable thoughts, now what visualization we do is now, now all the objects of the merit field, right? All the objects, you have visualized Avalokiteshvara in front of you. This Avalokiteshvara melt into light. This light finally dissolve into me. Dissolve into me. You also dissolve into the light, beginning from your crown and also from the feet up simultaneously. Right. And then finally you also dissolve into light. You also begin to dissolve into light until you disappear completely. At that point, at that point, there's nothing left. Usually in our day-to-day life, everything is seen as solid. I see I'm solid. I think I'm solid. Everywhere there's a solid because of this. Again, because of believing things to be solid, and then believing things to be solid, and then there comes craving, attachment, all this anger, hatred, all this comes, and because of this we suffer. So in this visualization, there is no solid thing. You dissolve into emptiness. Your mind also dissolve into emptiness. Your mind dissolve into nothingness. So there is no solid thing. Usually things appear as solid is also dissolved. There's not a single of solid. Your mind also, which sometimes grasping too much, also dissolved, and everything is dissolved into nothingness and remain in that state. That is emptiness, meditation on emptiness, to make it simple. And then remain in that state for a while. We feel much happier because this is too much sometimes grasping, craving, this brought a lot of trouble. And then remain in that state for a while, and then after that, then we do the self-generation and inviting the guest. Now we are making the sur offering. Before we do the sur offering, you mean, can we do the sur offering in ordinary form? Right? Yes, you can do. But if you arise yourself as deity, which is more powerful, the practice also becomes really, effective when you arise yourself as deity, because you are the Buddha doing all these things, sur offering. So rather than doing this sur offering in an ordinary way, sometimes it is very, powerful and effective. If you think that I am Buddha, in this case is Chenresi, Avalokiteshvara, Kwanam, right? So therefore, if you look into the every kind of, many of the rituals, ritual practice, you will see the self-generation. That is called arising, thinking yourself as deity, right? So now here, like, okay. So here, what really happened is now everything become emptiness, right? We discuss everything is emptiness. There's nothing left. Now from that emptiness, now from that empty state, you arise yourself as Konam Avalokiteshvara. White color, two hands, uh, white color, two hands, right? Two hands, and one holding the the mala, white mala, right, and one holding the lotus. Oh, one is in the form, but here, yeah, usually one can visualize the Konam Avalokiteshvara as sometimes as two face, uh, sometimes as two arms, and sometimes as four arms, right? So it's up to you what you want to visualize, right? But the important thing is that you visualize yourself as Avalokiteshvara, right? Avalokiteshvara, you are a cross-legged. You remain in cross-legged, right? And then you see the picture. You follow the picture. What you see, you need to do that picture, okay? And then you have Om, white Om, red A, blue Shri, like blue Shri, the syllable Shri. And the blue Shri, on the top of the syllable, there's a one circle. Inside that circle is syllable Hum, right? syllable hum. So we visualize like this. So it is important to visualize like this. Then with this, once you visualize yourself as Avalokiteshvara, at this point you think that I'm real Avalokiteshvara. I'm really Avalokiteshvara, you know. And then you focus your mind on the syllable free, right? With this, we recite Om Mane Padme Hum 108 times. Om Mane Padme Hum, 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 Om Mane Padme Hum. Omane beme, 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 omane beme. Omane beme, 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 omane beme. Okay. Then, you're after that, now you invite the guest, because this guest, you are making the sur offering. For this guest, you are making the sur offering. So in this guest, now there are four main guests. Four main guests. Okay. To this guest, the first guests are gurus, lineage gurus, Buddhas, Bodhisattvas. Okay. This is the first guest. We are making sur offering, right? And then the second guest is Dakas, Dakinis, Dharma protectors, and some also well deities. So these are the second guest. The third guest is all the classes of 6 types of beings: God, demigod, human being, hungry ghost, animal, and hell. So all these beings are the third guest. The fourth guest is now those obstructors, those interferers, those beings to whom you owe the karmic debt over many past lifetime. Because of this, you have all the problem here and there, one after another. And also the further beings. So these are the four guests. So we have all the four guests in total. So with these guests, we are making the sur offering, right? Right. So we need to invite the guest. We need to invite the guest, because sometimes, if you don't invite, they don't come. So you have to invite. So then visualize you are Avalokiteshvara. These are syllable are free, syllable free at your heart. Then the rays of light goes out. The rays of light, goes out, and then invite Buddha Shakyamuni surrounded by Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Also, the second one is Vajrapani surrounded by Dakas, Dakinis, Dharma protectors. Okay. And then mm, 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 Buddha Shakyamuni, Vajrapani, and then what's that? Avalokiteshvara, right? Konam surrounded by the six classes of beings, right? There's 6 types of beings. Number 4 is Hayagirva, right? So there's one red deity, red deity, also wrathful emanation of compassion, wrathful emanation of Avalokiteshvara Konam. So he is surrounded by all the interferers, obstructors, uh, those beings to whom you owe karmic debt, and also the further beings. So in front of you, right, you visualize Buddha Shakyamuni. The next is Vajrapani, surrounded, all these beings. And on the right of the Vajrapani is Avalokiteshvara Konam. On the left side of Vajrapani is Hayagirva, surrounded by all these guests. Right. So we visualize like this, then we have better idea how we can make the sur offering. Right. Then after that, now the guest is already come in front of you. Now the guests they're already seated right in front of you. All the guests. Now what to do? Now we need to, uh, you know, uh, it's not that we have something right. I mean, even the food, normal food, we cannot eat right away. When first we need to offer, just as we need to offer to the three jewels. We do the same here. You know, and then before we do, first we need to cleanse the So at this point, if you have not put the sur, then you need to put the sur. Okay. Okay. So, uh, okay. Then it says mantra to cleanse the offering. First, you need to cleanse. You cannot burn right away. You need to cleanse. What is the mantra for cleansing is Om Vaja Amita Kundali Hana Hana Humpe. Right? You do like this. Om Vaja Amita Kundali Hana Hana Humpe. When you do this, you emanate. There is a one deity called wrathful deity. Amita Kundali, green color. Green color from your heart. From the syllable tree, the rays of light goes out. From the rays of light, these small, kundali deities, they chase away all the obstructors on this, sur offering. Sometimes obstructors, there is no obstructors, so you need to chase away this to the edge of the ocean, and all these kundalini deities come back and dissolve into your syllable tree. That's it. Right. So I already did Om Vaja Amita Kundali. When you say Om Vaja Amita Kundali Hana Hana Pe, and then you visualize this and then do like this. Right. So this is cleansing. Then the uh next part is now purify into emptiness, right? So there are so many. So purify into emptiness now, as I said, as I said, we when we do the any kind of ritual, don't think that this is solid. This is not solid. This is everything I see is not solid, but we believe, it is solid, and then we grasping, and then all the, the pain and suffering comes, arise. So we think that this is also all this, this sur offering, sur substance, there is no solid. Everything dissolved into emptiness. Again, you visualize in your thought, there is no solid. All this melt into light. This everything melt into light. Everything melt into light. Nothing. So everything is empty. This is empty. This is empty. Right. So you dissolve into emptiness, all these things. So there's no grasping. So you meditate on this for a while, right? And then from that empty state, this empty state, from that, empty state, now now comes what? Syllable free. Syllable room. Sorry, syllable room, or broom, or whatever it is called. Syllable broom arise. Right. These syllables is actually your mind, the mind of profundity and the clarity. Is also the mind of the great bliss, right? Now, this uh, mind of great bliss, now this mind which arises in syllable room is transformed into now, for example, okay, transform into this container. Now this room is transformed into this container. This is sur container, okay, sur container we transform into perfect. So it is big right now. I'm just an example, but it's so big, it's very huge, and inside is very spacious, very big, spacious, right? And then with this, right, now you bless this is sur, right? This is sur. You need to bless this with om ahum. Got it? You bless this sur with om ahum. Now when you bless this, now I already, you check the text, where is page 12, right? Page 12, yeah. Now when you say om ahum, right, now om, here om ahum, the bottom is om, the next second is ah, the third or the topmost is the blue hum. So you stack, right? So om ahum, on this, above this sur is om ahum, right? Now what really happens is, when you bless this om ahum, the rays of light goes out from this, emanate from om ahum. The white rays of light emanate from om syllable. When the white rays of light emanate from om syllable, and red light from the red syllable ah, blue light from the blue syllable hum, right? So from the hum, the blue rays of light goes out in the entire universe, and you are hooking, then this blue rays of light hook all the vitality, all the good things, all the vitality, all the nutrients, all the best things, all the goodness, good qualities from the universe. And then this light rays dissolve into the blue syllable, right? Blue syllable hum. The blue syllable hum then melt into light and dissolve into this sur substance, okay? When the blue syllable melt into light and dissolve into this sur substance, what really happens is, this sur substance becomes something special, right? This sur substance, now all the defects, the smell, all the bad shape, all the shape, the color, all these things are dispelled. This becomes something special. Now after that, the white, now the red light rays go out from the red syllable ah to all the directions, and all the good things are again collected, gathered, hooked, and dissolved into the as red ah syllable, and red ah again dissolved melt into light, and the light dissolved in this sur. When the light red ah dissolved in this sur, what happened? This sur becomes uncontaminated sur. It's a very special sur. It's now no longer ordinary. Is beyond, right? So this sur become uncontaminated. This no longer ordinary. Now from the whom, when the syllable whom, the not whom, yeah, right. Now the last one, om, yeah, sorry, om. The last one is om. The white light rays goes out from the syllable Om, white Om, and go to all the universe and bring back all the good qualities, the nutrients, the best, the vitality, everything, and then dissolve into the syllable white Om, and white Om then melt into light, and the light dissolve into this Sur. Now the Sur, this becomes immense. No matter whoever enjoy it, it will never exhaust it. It is endless, endless, inexhaustible Sur. Now this Sur offering, now this Sur offering, right? Now this Sur offering, the smoke, the smoke. What is this smoke? Because now you burn it. When you burn, what happens? When you burn it, it will come smoke, right? When you burn the Sur, the smoke comes. Now what is the quality of the smoke? This quality of the smoke has the five desirable qualities. The five desirable qualities. What are the five desirable qualities? Now the smoke comes, right? Smoke comes. Usually when there's some smoke, what happens? You itching, your eyes itching, right? Your eyes itching, some the tears come because too much smoke. But here there's no such thing. The moment this smoke, the smoke touches your, you know, uh, the eyes, it gives to blissful experience to your eyes, right? Now then eyes, yeah, then ears, right? What happens is now the smoke comes, right? The smoke come like this. When the smoke comes, the wind carried away the smoke. When the wind carries away the smoke, this smoke produces the dharma sound, Om Mani Padme Hum, pervading the entire universe. The smoke pervades the entire universe with such a, the melodious, dharma sound. So eye, ear, and then nose, right? So nose, when this smoke touches touches the nose, you enjoy the most fragrant smell, aroma, the sweetest aroma. Usually, when we use sometimes a perfume, we get allergy, right? Sometimes I also get allergy, get some perfume, So there's no such worry. It's a pure, the sweetest aromatic smell, the smoke. Then the last one is now, no, the now tongue, right? Now smoke, this smoke, when the smoke comes, it emits the five rays of light. Five rays of light. The rays of light, when the smoke when the smoke arises, comes, it emits the rays of light. This rays of light, when touches your tongue, it gives you the special flavor, the blissful flavor, the most blissful flavor. So this enjoys something, the beyond expressions. It, when you offer to the superior guest, Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, in their mind, it produces the wisdom of blissful experience, the wisdom of blissful experience. When we give them to the, hungry ghost, all the six type of being, and also the, Pardo being, those obstacles, they develop spiritual qualities, the new spiritual, freshly new spiritual qualities, attain some spiritual realization, spiritual experience. So it has this quality, and this Sur offering, the smoke, right? Yeah. So then I read, and Om Vajra Amita Om Sambhava Shindo Savadama Sambhava Shindo. From this state of emptiness, the syllable from appears the syllables in the actuality of your non-dual wisdom, experiencing emptiness with great bliss. The syllable room transforms into a precious vessel, vast and spacious. The syllable Om Ahu appear above the vessel and melt into light, which transform into a perfect aroma that pervades all the earth and sky, delighting all the senses. Om Ahu, Om Ahu, Om Ahu. Usually, when we do it in your home, you need to take some time to visualize, because if you don't visualize and just keep on doing, you don't get benefit, right? Oh, that's all right. Now after that, after Om Ahu is done, right? Now after Om Ahu, you bless, now you bless. Now this is very real special sur substance. It's not ordinary, no longer ordinary. It's perfectly, the purest sur that you will ever find. After that, now we are going to recite the mantra, right? Okay. Now at this point, there's some visualization. We don't. Yeah, we better don't go. Yeah, it takes time. Then it called Namasava Tata Kata Avalokete Om Sambara Sambara. It says Namasava Tata Kata Avalokete Om Sambara Sambara. Right. So. mm, So Namasavadata Kata Avalokit Om Sambara Sambara means, I offer this sur offering to all to all of you. Please accept it. This is the meaning, right? And then when you do this, actually, um, hold on. Usually, it says, here, it means Om Namasavatata Kata Avalokite Om Sambara Sambara, right? Mm, Here we do this, Namasavatata Kata Avalokite Om Sambara Sambara. This is the hand mudra. Namasavatata Kata Avalokite Om Sambara Sambara. Right. So we do this 7 times. Namasavata kata avalokete om sambara sambara. 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 Okay, we at that time I think we better this burn the sur. If you have sur, you can burn at this point better burn. And then we leave it like this. The important thing is we visualize. Yeah. Now the smoke coming right. Now this smoke is something special. Not ordinary smoke. It fills your entire universe, bringing all that desirable qualities. This smoke can also transform into whatever object that you desire. Right. Okay. Then Om Yende, Kama Guna, Punja Idam, Kakakai Kai. When you do this, okay, when you do this mantra, you have to do like this, right? This is the hand mudra for this mantra. Om Yende, Kama Guna, Punja Idam, Kakakai Kai Kai. You do like this. This is the mudra for this mantra because you are giving. So this is the giving of the mudra of giving, right? We recite this, 7 times. Om Gende Kamaguna, Punja Idam Kakakai, Om Gende Kamaguna, Ola Punja Ida Kakakai, Om Gende Kamamuja, Idam Kakakai, Om Gende Kamaguna, Ola Punja Idam Kakakai, Kai, Om Gende Kamaguna, Ola Punja Idam Kakakai, Kai, Om Gende Kama, Ola Guna, Punja Idam Kakakai, Kai, Om Gende Kama, Guna Punja Idam Kakakai, Kai. Okay, then now you need to bless this. Okay, this is Tingsha, Tingsha. Here, when we do the, the Torma offering, many of the Torma offering, offering the water charity, charity to Nagas, hungry ghosts, we most of the time use this. Don't use bell. Bell does not, better use this. This is Tingsha, you know. So before we play this, we need to bless this, because in every ritual, in every Vajrayana practice, you need to bless the object. In any object, we cannot use directly, So, okay. Now after offering, right? Bema Geneja Bemane, Bema Geneja Bemale, Bema Geneja Bemale, Bema de Bemale, Bema de Bemale, Bema de Bemale, Bema Neja Bemale, Okay, so we bless this now. This is a blessed object. Okay. Now after that, we make the offering, Om Arkam. We make the offering, external offering. We are make the offering. Who we are make offering? We are this, we are not making offering to all the guests. Only the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas may make this offering. We are making this, That means now first we need to, it's important to understand the mudras, Don't get mixed with the mudras of the action tantra with the high yoga tantra. These are separate mudra. Okay. The first one is Om Argam Paditayim Soha, right? So when you say this, this is the mudra. Okay, right? I do like this. So this is the mudra of Om Arg, Argam. Argam. This is, we are Avalokiteshvara, Amitabha, Manjushri, Shakyamuni Buddha. So in many of these diseases, many of these practice, we do the mudra like this. Om Argam. This is Argam. Right? Argam. Middle finger here, and then thumb finger touch, and then do like this. Om Argam. Om Argam Aham. Right? Then Om Padyam. Yeah, same. Om Padyam. Om Padyam. Right? We are doing Om Padyam. We are Padyam. Right? Offering water. Right? Om Pupe. Yeah, close like this. This is the Om Pupe. Om Pupe. Om Pupe. Right? Bind the fingers. Om Pupe. Right? Bind all these fingers. Pupe. Om Pupe. Om Dube. Do like this. Yeah, right. Middle finger, make the cross with each other, and then two, what's that finger? This finger straight, and then do this. Om Dube. Right? Dube. And then Aloke. 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 Like this, touch this thumb finger and the middle finger. Aloke. Om Gende. Gende. Right? Do like this and put Gende. Right? Gende. This is Gende. Right? Anointing the body, with perfume, anointing. And Nude. Yeah, this one. Nude. Nude. Shabda. Okay. We do the practice later, mudra, okay, when we have time. Okay. Argam Badizai Soha, Padim Badizai So, Bube Badizai So, Dube Badizai So, Aloge Badizai So, Jende Badizai So, Nude Badizai So, Shabda Badizai So, okay. Now we offer this eight offering to the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Okay. Now they are so delighted, they are so pleased in their mind. Wisdom of inseparability of bliss and emptiness is born in their mind. So we create a lot of merit because in the future you are going to, cultivate this, wisdom of inseparability of bliss and emptiness in the future. Then after that, now we need to recite the names of the four Buddhas, right? First one is Buddha Shakyamuni, Tishijaba Rinjimangla Chazelo, right? The second one is Tishijaba Lunjimlela Chazelo. The third one is not this one. Lunjimlela Chazelo. First is, the second one is Suze Thamba. Right, Suze Thamba la Chazelo, Tishijaba Lunjimlela Chazelo, Tishijaba Jupa Thamje the Tavala Chazelo, right? So if best, if possible, recite in Tibetan. This is important, right? Important. So the first is when you say, now here, when we recite the name of each of the Buddhas, you hold the, you do like this, hold the, palm and at your heart, and then when you say, you know, uh, the first Buddha, right? Now you visualize when we then visualize, uh, from the Buddha Shakyamuni body, the light rays goes out. The light rays goes out from the Buddha Shakyamuni's body, touches all the, mm, mm, all the, six types of beings, six types of beings, obstructors, interferers, the further beings, all the, poverty, the karma of poverty. The karma of poverty is purified, and they attain the abundant, resources, the perfect resources. They come to obtain the perfect resources. So one need to visualize at this when we say right. The second one is when we say this, now we are the second Buddha is Buddha Avalokiteshvara, Konam Avalokiteshvara. At this point, all the, the rays of light goes out from the Konam's body, touches to all the beings, all the, the unattractive, outlook, all the, many kind of defects, bodily defects, all are purified, and people have perfect body with, a robust body, healthy body. They all the beings obtain this, healthy body. Number three, Tishinshaba Lunjim Lela Chazelo. When we say Tishinshaba Lunjim Lela Chazelo, then that is Buddha Manjushri, right? Now from the body of the Buddha Manjushri, light rays goes out. Light rays go out. All the, physical pain, the mental pain of all the beings is purified, right? And they get, the perfect, the perfect, healthy body, and all the, perfect healthy body with all the, marks and signs, special, signs on their body. Then the last one is Tishinjaba Juba Thamche the Tavala Chasalo. That means now that is Buddha Vajapani. Buddha Vajapani, from the Buddha Vajapani's, body rays of light goes out, and all the, this, now they, especially, the the further being, especially, the obstructors, interferers, obstructors. These have, very angry, angry body, the jealousy, the grudge, all these are pacified. All these are pacified. And they come to have loving minds to you. They respectfully develop a loving mind at you. That all the uh, these negative thoughts are pacified, and especially being, because the moment, no, I mean the rays of light goes out to the Pardo being when they touches the Pardo being's body, the light rays, they uh, they hear, and not only this, the smoke, the smoke touches the Pardo being's body, all the hallucinations. There are different kinds of fears, hallucination, delusional. All these are pacified, and they hear the sound Omani Bemehu from the sky. Omani Bemehu, right? Omani Bemehu. When they hear this Omani Bemehu, they are able to recall the instructions of their guru. When they are able to recall the instructions of the guru, they now ready to go to the Pure Land. Ready to go to the Pure Land. So we visualize like this, right? So when we say Tishisha Bajikwa Thamje the Tavala Chasalo, that means we visualize this one, right? Okay, I will do once again. Tishisha Barinjimala Chaselo, Tishisha Basusi, Tambala Chaselo, Tishisha Balunjimla Chaselo, Tishisha Jikwa Thamje the Tavala Chaselo. If you have, if this the sur, you need to, the best thing is that you need to have less smoke. The sur means uh, when you put the sometimes usually the charcoal, charcoal is good, otherwise if you put some kind of thing, it will produce a lot of smoke, then it's no good. We need to put only the sur smoke, not other smoke. Then now you are making offering, to this, all the guests. Okay, all the guests, right? We make the offering, smoke offering to all the guests, one by one. This offering of uncontaminated aroma, endowed with the qualities of the five senses, I offer and dedicate to all the gurus, the deities, the triple gem, and to all the dagas, daginis, and dharma protectors. Okay, so this is higher beings, superior guest, higher guest. To Supriya and other Gandhara kings, to all the multitude of Gandhavars, to the six realm ascendant beings, my mothers, to the assembly of local deities and landlords. This is the medium guest. To those to whom I owe karmic debts and who resent me, and especially to all those sentient beings, as many as they are, who died by murder or suicide yesterday or today, and who, having left their former bodies, are in the Pardo looking for their new bodies. So we offer to the lower guest. Okay, lower guest. Here, as you see, all the karmic debts, interferers, the obstructors, Pardo beings, all this we offer. The extremely fragrant sur offerings that fills the sky and is made to each of the Gandhavarans becomes supreme in taste, bestowing infinite bliss. By offering it, all the negative karma and obscurations of all the Gandhavaras are purified and they become Arya Charisi. Finally, they are transformed into Arya Charisi. The same things happen when making offerings to all the mother six realms, transmigratory beings, local deities, landlords, and all the Pardo beings. Satisfy all the guests through the rain of all that they desire. Now, this smoke, as I said, not only smoke, what they want, the hungry ghost, they have the problem of, dying of starvation, not getting food. Transform this smoke into the food that they desire. Offer, for the enlightened beings, transform this smoke into the best of the things and offer them, right? And then, for example, in the human being, what we desire, transform this into whatever we desire. And the hell, in the cold hell, it transforms into the rain, nectar rain. Hot hell, it transforms into the cooling, refreshed water. This is what we visualize. Increase and pacify all. Yeah, okay. The same thing happens when making offering to all the mother six realms, transmigratory beings, local deities, landlords, and all the partner beings. Satisfy all the guests through a rain of all that they desire, and pacify all my obstacles, increase my longevity, freedom from illness and wealth, and cause me to have control over the three realms, and for all my wishes to be fulfilled. Now you are making request, please help me all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, please help fulfill my wish. So you are making a prayer of request. Then may all sentient beings in the Pardo also be freed from fear and suffering. May they remember the Guru's instructions and may they reborn in the blissful realm. May my karmic debts having been purified, may all transmigratory beings have joy and happiness. So now you are making prayer to the lower, to those those beings in the parto, especially those beings in the parto, right? And may all their suffering and fear be pacified, and may they remember the Guru's instructions. So the Guru's instructions, and they are able to go to the Pure Land, right? So this is what is. And may local deities and landlords also constantly help me without distractions, even at the time of my death. May I be free from the suffering of intense pain, and by being reborn in the Pure Land, may I bestow benefit and happiness to all those transmigratory beings. Now, you know, sometimes, yeah, we are doing all this good, we are expecting everything to go well, even, at the time of death, we pass away joyfully, peacefully, but sometimes things may not come as we expected, in which case, due to the power of making this sur offering, power of the sur offering, due to the power of sur offering, I create that merit. This merit helped me to have a joyful death, not a painful death. When I have a joyful death, I can remember, I can, I can remember, Buddha Amitabha's Pure Land, the structure of the Buddha Amitabha Pure Land. I developed the devotion to the Buddha Amitabha. In this way, I developed many good, qualities of my mind to let me go to the Pure Land. So this is what we are praying. So yeah, this sort of thing have to go to the Pure Land, no doubt. May I bestow the benefit, and then once you go to the Pure Land, you complete all the spiritual path. When you are able to complete the spiritual path, you become enlightened over there. When you become enlightened over there, now you go to the impure land to benefit all the beings. So this is what it means. May I bestow benefit and happiness to all transmigratory beings. Right. So now after that, now after that, now it says, Tia to Om Benza Griya Our Bodhine so Om Sarva Nikana Visanga Bodhi Hum So this is the mantra, right? We can recite, okay, Tia to Om Benza Griya Our Bodhine Om Sarva Nikana Visanga. Dear the one basically our body so one because of beginning home so on the other one basically our body so so when they're gonna be some beginning home so on the other one basically beginning so so the other one basically our body so so on and because of beginning home so then after that now we give the teaching now those lower caste the lower caste especially the pardo beings pardo the beings of the intermediate state and the interference the spirit those harmers the spirit the obstructors now you give the best food now we give the best food to them now they are so satisfied now they don't they are not going to harm you in any way because you help them you make the offering to them they are so delighted now you help them materially not only you help them materially now you are giving them teaching now come here I will give you the teaching you know I will give you the teaching to liberate yourself to understand yourself So in this way, now I give the teaching. As a star, a visual aberration, a lamp, an illusion dew, a bubble, a dream, lightning, and a cloud. We all things like that. Now, do not get deluded. You are suffering. What makes you suffering? Because you believe things to be permanent. Now things are not permanent. Things are impermanent. You see, things are like impermanent, like the visual aberration, a lamp, a visual dew, a bubble, a dream, lightning, and cloud. All things are like this, impermanent. Do not have grasping, do not have too much attachment. You will suffer. So after that, they understood the meaning of this teaching, and then they are so delighted. Now they are give up all the negative thoughts, give up all the humming thoughts. Now they are so satisfied. Now they want to return back to the pure, return back to the land, to their own place. Right. And not only this, you give the teaching like bodhicitta teaching. The moment the mind of bodhicitta arises in those fettered and weak in the jail of secular existence, there will be named a son of the Sugatas and will be rivaled by both men and gods of the world. Right. The moment, I mean, you are good at nothing. We are good at nothing. But once we may look like some very terrible, you know we may good at no good qualities, but the moment bodhicitta arise, you are rivaled by all the gods and humans. You are rivaled by buddhas and bodhisattvas. You are become the hero. You are the courageous person. That you are the called on this samsaric existence. You are called the supreme, because you have born this precious bodhicitta mind, right? So everybody call you courageous, the son of the Sugatas, the son of the Buddhas, right? So you give the this teaching, right? Even you have direct realization of emptiness. You are highly educated, you hold a PhD, the lot of degrees, but still you are not called the son of the Sugatas. The moment this bodhicitta comes into your rise in your mind, you are cultivated in your mind. You are really called the most courageous. You know, all the Buddhas of the 10 directions treated you like their own son, very close friend, right? So that you are well respected, uniformly respected everywhere you go. Then, after that, it is like the supreme goal making elixir for a transform the unclean body we have taken into the priceless jewel of a Buddha form, therefore firmly seize the mind of bodhicitta, right? So right now, if we are not able to cultivate the sense of bodhicitta, you know so I mean, we say we need to take the essence from this life, precious human birth. In what ways? The best way that we can take the essence from this precious human life is by cultivating the bodhicitta, right? Once you, I mean, the body is unclean, but once you make cultivate this bodhicitta, it is equivalent that the rust is transformed into the gold, like mercury is transformed into the gold. Similar, like your body is transformed into something priceless, more more valuable than wish granting tree, wish fulfilling tree, right? Like this. Since the limitless mind of the sole guide of the world has, upon thorough investigation, seen its preciousness, all beings wishing to be free from worldly abodes should firmly take hold of this precious mind of the bodhicitta, right? Bodhisattva Buddhas of the three times has investigated on this mind for eons and eons, and then and finally they come to understand this mind alone is the sole benefactor for us and for the rest of the world, humanity, right? Then after that, now you give the teaching. Now they are totally satisfied. They are so happy, right? You help them materially. You help them dharma, in dharma way. You help them both in dharma. You help them economically. You help them in dharma way. You help them. Now, what's more than that? So they are satisfied. You have perfected generosity. You have really, mm, in some way, perfected the act of giving. Now, bidding farewell. Okay, Now you go, right? Something like, thus, after satisfying them with the gift of material goods and liberating their minds with Dharma teachings, they return to their own abode. Now they return back. Now they are so satisfied. Now what I need, I got everything. Now they peacefully, joyfully, with the the sense of rejoice, they return back to the to their land on their own place, giving up all the negative things, harmful thoughts. They even decided to help you in some way. Now the power of the truth. Now after that, now you are making the power of truth. May my prayer be fulfilled through the power of three jewels, like this, through the power of my aspiration, right, like this. Now we, with folded hands at your heart, by the power of my intention, by the power and the blessings of Tathagata, and by the power of the Dharma Tadu, through making offering to Arya beings and to all the benefit, and to benefit the sentient beings, with all the goals and aspirations, may all whatever they are, may they all happen without difficulty. Whatever I aspire to achieve, whatever I aspire to benefit all beings, may all this be fulfilled through the power of the blessing of the Tathagatas, through the power of the Dharma Tatu, the nature of the reality, independent, due to the interconnectedness of the. So may all what I aspire and the pray be fulfilled without any difficulty. Then with this, now with the power of the words of truth, now we do the detection prayer. By these merits may transmigratory beings attain the state of all seeing, subdue the enemy of false, and be freed from the ocean of samsara, disturbed by the wages of aging, sickness, and death. Verses of auspiciousness. Now, finally, we do this, then we, they be auspicious everywhere. Wherever see, there's not a single inauspicious things going on. We just desire everything, everywhere be auspicious, good things, good news. No, no bad news, right? All be transformed into the good news. Let it be auspicious always, day and night. Let it be auspicious whether it be day. Let it be auspicious whether it be night. Let they be auspicious of the three jewels. Theater on benza de avabodine so now no mandra to increase the merit. Jumde de Tejin Shaba Dajamba Yanda Barzoga Sanje number Nose Gigabola Chatselo. Sanje number Nozella Yigibo Chatselo. Chaju Samba Chamber Kunda Samba Chazella 근데 정부 자디야 다운 변자들이 아버버든 소 디야 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 다운 변자들이 아버버든 온 변자들이 아버버든 소하 Okay, with this we have well done the sur offering, and I hope you know you get, you will get, you achieve, or you acquire some understanding and wish to engage in this practice, because this is really really wonderful practice, amazing practice, profound, full of blessing. If there's any question, just you can ask me relating to this particular practice.
Then Tsondue, I do have a question. I noticed in the booklet a lot of these mantras we chant 7 times. Is there significance in this? Why the number 7?
Yeah, yeah, they are, significant. Yeah. So as I said, right. So we have mainly, we had mainly, four guests. Primarily, mainly we have four guests. Now, but if we, if we expand the guest, if we expand the, guest, then, yeah, when we do each of the, uh, when we, for example, Namasava Tadakata, our look at the Om Sambara Samba, the first we visualize the particular guest. Again, the second time we visualize the particular guest. But in this way, it becomes long. If you, you know, if you want um, um, to know each of the guest.
So then what you saying is that every time we read or we chant the mantra, let's say for the first time, we visualize the first type of guest and
Yeah.
chant it the second time, we visualize for the second type of guest. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Now, for example, right. For example, when we do the, first guess, when we recite Namasavata Kata Avalokite on Sambara, right? Mm, so at this point, the first time, right? When we recite this mantra first time, we visualize the gurus, the deities, the three jewels, the guru, the deities, and the three jewels. We visualize, right? Then when we recite second time Namasavatata Kata Avalokite Om Sambara, right? Then we visualize Dakas, Dakinis, Dharma protectors. We visualize this one. When we say Namasavatata Kata Avalokite Om Sambara third time, right? Then we visualize the guest of those beings of smell eaters, the smell eaters. There's a particular, guest, who, eating the smell, rely on the smell eating. This smell eater guest, then when we recite for the fourth time, then we recite all the six types of beings, six type of beings, I already mentioned that six types of beings, right? When you recite for the fifth time, then we visualize those guests landlord, the spirit landlord spirit, and those guests who hold a grudge against you, who are jealous, like this, when we vision Namasavatata Kata Avalokita Sambara, all the, landlord, the spirit, those beings who, spirit who hold grudge against you, all the, negative thoughts are specified. This fifth, then when we do the um, sixth time Namasavatata Kata Avalokita Sambara, then visualize all those, beings, I mean those human being, or those, non-human being spirit, to whom you owe the karmic debt to them. So because you are not able to repay you repay the debt, now they are harming you. Now all the harmful thoughts are pacified. And you do the sixth time. Namasavadadakada avalokada sambara. For the sixth time, we visualize this. Then for the seventh time, now we visualize the, intermediate state, Pardo beings, visualize Pardo beings, because Pardo beings have a lot of, fears, the hallucination. They are tormented by delusions, the hallucinated, and then, all the, thoughts, different kinds of, the delusional thoughts, the fears, hallucination are all pacified, and they hear the Om Mani Padme Hum, the, from the smoke going, right, the smoke, from the smoke, it, emits sound Om Mani Padme Hum, right, and then Om Mani Padme Hum, and because of this, all the, grasping, because part of being sometimes thinking the things are real, so all the grasping and the craving is totally pacified, and they remember the Guru's instructions, and they are so delighted. Now they create all the, merit. They're ready to go to the Pure Land. So this is how we, visualize when we do the each of the, 7 times. Namasava Tadakata Bologodam Samars, right?
Thank you, Van.
And one more thing, when you the one of the main purpose of doing also this is, we visualize, when we offer to all the superior beings, higher beings, always visualize that in the, because of the smoke goes to them, right? Smoke, we think that they have cultivated the wisdom of great bliss, the wisdom of inseparability of bliss and emptiness, or the wisdom of the wisdom of the clarity and profundity born in their mind, right? And when this smoke for the lower guest, for the inferior guest, what really happened, their body, their mind is so relaxed, so pacified, you know their mind and body is so, how to say, filled with joyful experience. And because of this joyful experience, they cultivated the wisdom of emptiness, this wisdom of emptiness, and they obtain, they receive the blessings. That is also very, very important when we do the smoke offering. These two visualization is something very important.
So we have a lot of questions, Van. So the first one is, do we need to have lung uh, uh, for this before we can practice?
Mhm. Yeah, usually, usually we do this practice, on the condition, that you receive the empowerment, Avalokiteshvara empowerment. I already, you will see that, some of the instructions, on the pages, of course, need to receive the empowerment, Avalokiteshvara or Konam empowerment, and in order to practice, also the best would be to, of course, to receive the, oral transmission, right? But if there is no, the conditions, beyond the condition, then, this, practicing that would be also, good, is better than nothing.
And when we do these serve, the powder that's the remaining unburned powder on the plate, do we let it burn or what do we do with that?
Yeah, with this, then we, after this, burn, this, and then, some we can, put in a clean, area, or we can put this into the river, or we river, they put into the river, or we, uh, uh, take it and live on the, clean area. It's, is, how to say, yeah, level it on the clean area, clean place, or put in the, the river, and then those, sentient beings, who come in touch with this also get benefit. Mm.
When you say clean area, can we uh, like put it in flower pots or
Yeah, you
in the
can do.
garden?
Yeah, flower pot you can do, the best thing would be on the altitude, high places, yeah,
I
because
see.
if you bring it to the high places, when the wind, blow this, and then more, beings get benefit.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And if we are really busy and don't have time, can we just read through the sadhana with the minimal visualization, or do we need to do the complete visualization?
uh yeah, actually the best would be, if you go through the complete visualization would be more beneficial. But still, if one is busy, of course one can do, including all the primary, the primary visualization, those very important visualization, if one has not that, the time, and then one can do the, all the, important visualization. When I say important, the preliminary practice, refuge, generating the mind of enlightenment, refuge for immeasurable thoughts, and then you know the latter one, for example, like uh, uh, you visualize that in the higher beings they cultivated the wisdom of bliss in the emptiness. For the lower beings, all the their body and mind is filled with the joyful experience. All the uh, unhappiness, or delusions are ceased. So these visualizations are something important, and then the dedication part is also very important. So if one has no time, no need to go into each of these details. you know but yeah, the important ones need to be included.
And then what is the best place to have the sir? Can it be inside the house, outside the house? Can it be on the top floor, lower floor? What is the best location to have the sir offering?
The best location usually, yeah, one can do this kind of practice, so long as the place, the usually it's the quieter place is preferred. The quieter place, the quieter place, one can do it. But again, this one also, uh, mm, in the evening would be good. In the evening, and then whether you do it on the rooftop or in the house, it doesn't matter. Usually, usually, mm, the this one, the I have to say that when we make the when we do the sur offering, the container, container should not be too bright. The container should not be too bright, and then this container should not be damaged, should not be damaged. It need to be undamaged. And then this important thing is not to have too bright. Sometimes the container we use, the metal container too bright, they're no good. Usually we use the porcelain, porcelain, the I mean pot, pot clay. That is the best, pot and clay.
And is it possible to serve for our ancestor, the sir
Yes,
of
yes.
ancestors?
Sure. Sure, yeah, that's the ancestors and all this are included. One can do the sur offering also to the uh the the ancestors, right? Sometimes we may wonder, the person already take the rebirth, what it has to do. Yeah, it definitely helps, that for the deceased, for the deceased who even died, passed away 10 years ago. You get the benefit. There's one sutra called "What Happens After After Passing Away." Then Buddha, they mentioned that it benefits, even those, somebody is in the lower realm, right? Through the power of you are totally dedicating to that person, through the power of the marriage, this helps the deceased, even pass away many years ago. That means included the ancestors. Of course, it helps ancestors to when we make the sur offering, dedicating, but you need to dedicate.
Right, because we don't know where the
Yeah,
ancestor
yeah,
born into, right? Which realm. So it's always to just to guarantee.
yeah.
And then for the spirits, do we need to have an altar table outside, or this is just the syrup and the powder? That's enough.
uh, Usually, if you have the image of Konam Avalokiteshvara, this is good, right? Then yeah, uh, the image of Avalokiteshvara, if you can set up the offering, bowl offering, that would be great. That would be best. The more we, the more, the old, the more, the better altar. uh, you know, to arrange the offering, the better is the visualization. Of course, it's very good, very nice. If we have set up the, altar.
I see. And then for the people that just passed away recently,
Mm,
like people that are maybe in still the bardo state,
mm.
do we have any additional mantra that we can that we can chant to benefit them?
Yeah, there are many, the mantras, many, you know, I cannot hear. Oh. Yeah, there are many mantras, that one can recite, Now there are, for example, there are some, some of the, like, the normal mantra, uh, Kona mantra, Tara mantra, Medicine Buddha mantra. So all these are, highly beneficial, very, very beneficial, This is, and then there are some powerful mantras, if somebody is born, somebody has taken the birth in the lower limb, then there are, some special purifying mantras. So one can recite these, special purifying mantras, So relating to this, those person who, pass away, uh, there are so many esoteric rituals, many, many esoteric rituals. But who is doing all this esoteric ritual? I don't know. Of course, we have plenty of, profound, rituals, even, which involves giving the empowerment to the deceased, you know. Yeah, so there are so many, there are many rituals, uh, explained to benefit, the deceased, who recently passed. But then to us, for the request, we at least need to be knowledgeable, about this. If we are not knowledgeable, then there's no point of asking, right? So there's something important to know all these things. Yeah, there are many, profound rituals. We have the medicine. For the person, person can recite the mantras, right? And then if one could effort, then they can do the many jangwa. This jangwa is really powerful. Jangwa puja, Jangwa ritual.
Then maybe we should talk about the timing of when we should do the third offering.
Yeah, maybe when the sun is about to, when the sun is about to set, yeah, that would be, good. When the sun is about to set, then from that, timing onwards, would be good to do the, sur, right, sur ritual. Because many of the spirit and all this, come in the, they don't dare to come in the bright, the bright. Uh, uh, this yeah this one day there's His Holiness Tijang Rinpoche. I mean the past one. There's one hungry ghost. Hungry ghost. I mean hungry ghost or some not hungry ghost. The beings in the some kind of like pardo. Spirit. He say, I'm very hungry. I haven't eaten. I haven't drink. Then this part of being so Rinpoche just keep uh, make some smoke, but this look like the person is not able to eat. So Rinpoche make some kind of he did some mantra recitation. At that time he heard the chop 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 like this, like this, and then this the spirit says, now I'm satisfied. There's no question that this smoke offering help, because again another thing is that uh, you know uh, uh, One time, Milarepa was meditating. Milarepa was meditating on the snow, right? So he meditated in the snow, and for 18 days, the snow keep on snow, the snow keep on falling, and then the people in this area, now Milarepa died. Milarepa died because of starvation. If the snow keep on, falling, where did he get the food? So they thought Milarepa already died. So after the, when the snow melt, so they brought, they brought some, funeral, offering. Uh, Went to Milarepa's cave, thinking that Milarepa already died. Then Milarepa, he didn't die, he was doing meditation. Oh, we thought you died. What happened? You are still alive. Then Milarepa told them, you know, actually, what have you been doing? You know, what you guys have been doing? Then they say, we have been preparing for the sok offering for your death. Milarepa said, don't worry, I was eating the meditation, number one, and especially I have the, I have the impression that I ate something. I I don't have to eat now. That shows. Then Milarepa said, it appears that when the people make the smoke offering or other things, it will definitely benefit the Pardubings. So this is a true story. It definitely no question. It helped the Pardubings, Pardubings, or harmful spirit or whatever.
Um, Question regarding once you do the sir offering, how often can you do it? Do you have to do it daily?
Uh,
And
the best thing is, the best thing would be Delhi. Of course, if we even if we one cannot do, then it depends on one's availability of the time. Uh, the best thing would be doing every day is, when we talk about the, some kind of dharma practice, there's no limitation, right? The more we do, the better we become, the greater the, the greater is the merit that we create. So there's no limitation, yeah. But then at the same time, if one is busy, then it depends on the availability of one timing.
and if we forget, then would there be any consequences if we like forget to do it one day?
If we, if one make the promise, I will do it. If you, oh, from now onwards, I'm going to do this practice every day, right? If you make some kind of promise, later when you break this, later when you are not able to do, or you break for one day, then you feel guilty, right? So yeah, actually there is no, yeah, no kind of, how to say, there would be no problem, if we, if we miss, what we say is, oh, the sense of, having missed comes only when we make the promise. If you don't make the promise, then this feeling should not come. But then again, the important thing is the motivation makes the difference. If you are doing this for the, the motivation to to free, to help others, then that would be great. That would be really amazing. Otherwise there is no, thing like you have to do every day like this. In the text, there's no mention of this.
Thank you so much, Ben. Really appreciate all the teaching, all the research you've done to bring us a very profound and booklet, basically, from a very reliable source, very authentic source. And I think you didn't mention it, but and there is a power in practicing from the main source and the lineage, correct?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, this is yeah, so also very important. When we do the practice, practice, to the relying on the authentic source. Yeah, it also carries a lot of blessings, great deal of blessings. So therefore, uh, you know, um, of course, in the in the tradition of the land of snow, there's a emphasis on transmission, emphasis on transmission. So which uh, what really happened is sometimes we can of course we can study from the books, we can study from the Google, search Google, and you can do gain a lot of information like this, but then transformation plays a very important role. Just otherwise, what we studied, what we practice, almost like dry, dry. But now this, uh, you know, this we need to make it something, moisten, to moisten what we have heard. Then needs, the transmission, what we call transmission, right? Oral transmission. So this oral transmission based on the authentic, you know the authentic, all these things. Therefore, when the master, any master give the tradition, give the teaching, particular teaching, before give the particular teaching, right? They go through the textbook, again and again, to make sure there's no mistake in the textbook. Because when there's a mistake in the textbook, when the teaching is being given, right, transmission is being given, people also get the transmission of the wrong writing, incorrect writing. So before we do the actual transmission of the Buddha's teaching, right? Any like Master Tsongkhapa's writing, so we need to usually the masters, they make sure that they check this, they check the writing thoroughly before actually is given. This shows the this it shows the importance of pouring the lineage, importance of pouring the the blessings, or
Thank you, Van.
yeah, one to another.
Thank you, Van.
Yeah.
There's a question regarding the Om Ahum,
Mm,
and the Hum is in blue rays color, right?
mm.
Radiate and then goes back to the letter Hum in blue or in white color.
What's that? uh om Home, right? Om, mm, om bottom, right? In the middle, and the Hum on the top. So the blue light rays radiate or emit from the blue syllable, right? So it goes out first, it goes out in the in to the entire universe, right? Or entire three realms universe, and then bring back they bring back this, the vitality, all the resources, the perfect resources, all the good qualities, good qualities. So all this, the blue light rays hook these good qualities, and then they are dissolved into the blue hum again, and then it dissolved into the blue hum. The blue hum also dissolved into the light, right? The light then dissolved into uh, the sur, substance, right? Then again, mm, then again, uh, you know, I think, yeah, need to make sure, now here, right? Uh, you have this, right? Uh, mm, there's mm, you have the Om Ahum, right? Om Ahum. Uh, before there is no smoke. There's no kind of substance. There's no kind of substance. Mm, so then, mm, how to say? So anyway, we make a symbol, right? Make a symbol, Om Ahum. So the blue light rays radiate and comes back and then dissolve into the blue hum, and the blue hum dissolved into light, and the light dissolved into the sur substance. Then the right uh, red the light rays emit from the red goes out to the entire universe, bringing all the good qualities, right? The best good, all the good qualities, and then bring back all the good qualities with this um, red light, and then red light dissolved into the red ah syllable the red syllable again dissolved into the light, and light dissolved into the sur. Then the same with the blue hum, right? Blue hum and white om. Clear? Is it
Thank you
clear?
for the clarification. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And one more question. I think this might be the last one. Can we do
Yeah.
the stir offering at the uh, funeral or at the site of cemetery? Can we do that?
I see. Yeah. Mm, mm, so usually, this offering, this sur offering is recommended in a very, the clean area, clean place, clean place. I'm not sure, if we can do this in the cemetery like this, um, mm, because uh, because when we talk about sur offering, this ritual, mainly the the sur offering or belongs to the action tantra. When we talk about the action tantra, it emphasizes on cleanliness, maintaining cleanliness, right? Maintaining cleanliness, like yeah, maintaining cleanliness. So that means not only oneself on all the objects, and never to come across with the dirt and these things. You know, so this is the yeah, heavily emphasized. Whereas in the highest yoga tantra, mm, a little bit flexible, but whereas in the this, for example, right, I just take an example, right? When we when we receive those the deities belonging to the ancient tantra, when we receive the empowerment, you are not you know you are recommended, suggested not to eat any black foods. That shows the maintaining cleanliness, because with uncleanness, many of the uh, many of how to say, mm, mm, the power, the power of the speech is get weak. The power of the speech also get weak, and then many of the things are uh, polluted. Yeah. For example, right, although sometimes we some people are recommended to stay away, to keep distance from the the cemetery, the dead body, like these things, right? Because it also creates some kind of unhealthy things. It is also very important to understand that there are some right, some rituals to protect against these things. to protect against these things. So I think, if one, if one were to, to do the sur offering, near the cemetery, then one need to, do the some kind of, the rite, there's a special ritual, where you are, uh, you can protect yourself.
Thank you, Van. Um, two more questions actually. The Om Ahum syllables,
Mhm.
uh, when we visualize does it have to be in the syllable, or can it be in another language?
Yeah, if you can do in the, the Sanskrit or Tibetan, that would be great. Even if you cannot do, then, yeah, in your language would be okay. Yeah, one's language would be still okay. Good, there's no problem. There would be no problem. Yeah.
And then regarding the timing of the sir, let's say we start late, like
Mm.
11, 12 o'clock midnight. Is it too late,
Mm.
or is that okay? Or it has to be completed before midnight?
There's not any. Yeah, yeah. One can do in the 12 midnight. If one is not afraid, one can do it midnight. Yeah, I'm just joking. Yeah, yeah. Of course, yeah. One can do it at midnight.
I think that's the last of the questions, Sven. Thank you so much
Okay. Yeah,
again.
you're welcome. Yeah.
Really appreciate
Okay.
the
Then
teaching.
you're welcome, everybody.
Dedication. Should we do the dedication again?
Okay. Then we dedicate, right? Then, yeah, it is important to dedicate. Uh, in every practice, I again, need to, say one thing. In every practice, whatever practice you're doing, whatever practice, Dhamma practice, regardless of whatever practice you do, right? You need three things. The first is the, to uh, to create the merit, to create the merit, to create the merit. We are doing all these things right. Now the second is, the second one is what? The second one is rejoice. Rejoicing is very, very important. Rejoicing, right? Because if you do rejoice, your merit is increased. Now we create the merit. This merit that we have created need to be increased. Need to be increased. And then once we increase that merit through rejoicing, that merit should not be destroyed. So therefore, we do the dedication, that the merit that we have created, that we have rejoiced, that is now dedicated. So we need three things, right? Creation of merit, the motivation, rejoicing, and then dedication, right? Gyawadi nyudu da jiri sewa rubjo ne dhawa ji yamale ba te sala gyabar sho shanjo simjo rinpo je ma je bana kyenkyo ji gyawa nyamba me ba yang one hondo pe war sho yanda tawa rinpo je ma je bana kyenkyo ji gyawa nyamba me ba yang one hondo pe war sho sanso jungwa jingpo da nangwa shinto da pa yang simje da to me ba ye nama nyize shi ya sho jize namwa ne wa da dhruva te se ne gyo ne te se da yang ne gyo ne dhruve dung se war sho Rambe Bawe Jedar Kembata Kundo Sambo Teyang Teshin De Teta Kungi Jesu Da Loji Yewa Teta Tamje Rato Ngo Tison Shebe Yewa Tamje Ki Ngowa Kanla Chodo Nga Pa Ne Da Ye Jewe Zawa De Gyu Kyang Sambo Joje Rabdo Ngo War Ki me se ve de jin je re se ti me ken be wan bo jan be ya kan je ge be zu jian zong ga ba lo sang cha be sha la so wa de. Thank you. Okay, thank you, everyone.
Then, please, one of the students would like to offer flower for you.
Yeah, thank you.
Đầu to, can you help?
Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yes,
Yeah, thank
yes,
you.
she. Thank you,
Okay,
Jessie, so
thank you.
much. I would
Okay, thank
like
you.
to offering this flower to you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, yeah, thank you. And yeah, and so yeah. Okay.
Beautiful. Wow.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
Wonderful. Yeah. Nice
thank
flower.
you.
Good.
Great job,
Okay, sure.
Isaac.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Đẹp
And
ghê.
yeah, thank you. Yeah. I appreciate. Yeah.
Cảm ơn thầy, cảm ơn ban tổ chức ạ.
Okay, thank you.
Cảm ơn mọi người ạ.
Okay, thank you.
Yêu
Thank you.
Jessie.
Okay, thank
Cảm
you.
ơn
Thank you.
thầy ạ.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
Dạ, xin cảm ơn tất cả mọi người.
Okay,
Dạ.
thank you. Yeah, yeah, thank you.